What's up, growers? Welcome back to the Big Chino podcast, and I'm your host, Cody. Today we're going to go over some big changes here at Big Chino Growers. We are now Big Chino Cannabis, although we still have our farm, and we'll go over that. We're going to go over some news today, and we'll go over some of that experiment that we were talking about back in the 80s. We didn't have time to go over earlier. And we'll also go over the launching of Mad Genetics today. So let's go ahead and get right into the news. We hear about this article that came out. Arizona judge dismisses the marijuana social equity lawsuits. We knew this was going to happen, and the plaintiffs vow to fight it again. In my opinion, that's probably going to be a waste of your time. There's 127 licenses, out there, but there's also, close to 1.4 billion in sales up for grabs. So we all know how this is going to play out. We knew this was going to happen. These social equity licenses, from the stuff that I'm hearing, some of the background chatter, it's just been a farce. It's just been this unicorn. Everyone thought that there was going to be something magical at the end, that they were going to, allow us. But, we just knew that this was going to happen. And unfortunately, judge shot it down. So this is where we're at. But there was, an additional sales reports that came out. 1.4 billion is what we're hearing now. 594 million in the first year was raked in tax revenue, so that's pretty amazing. So, and 50 million of that goes into the public education, college, and public health as well. So, that's a good thing. But these tax dollars are, it's getting raked in. We're noticing these huge sales. These increases are being noticed. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the, this experiment back in the 80s. We didn't have time for this in our last episode, so we wanted to kind of touch over it, and this is coming out of the Cannabis Breeder's Bible. It's a book that we really enjoy reading. It's actually probably one of the best books that new growers can find and pick up. But it's talking about back in the 60s and 70s how researchers had hypothesized that THC, this cannabinoid that was working in the brain, they suspected that it was targeting chemical receptors. Okay, so, and then as we got into the 80s, more specifically in 1984, it was discovered that synthetic THC inhibited, this enzyme that occurs in the plasma cell membranes, in the brain. So they continued, all the way into 1988. They found that cannabinoid receptors did indeed exist, and that these receptors have a direct relationship to the cannabinoids. So, and this is what we know now. But back then, again, this was all research that was only being done within universities and then privately. So a lot of this, wasn't released to the public until now. We're finding out about it through some of these pretty amazing books. The scientists found that cannabinoid receptors were responsible for, the immune system. Okay. We know this now. We know that certain strains affect the immune system as well. There's a lot of beneficial strains out there. So, there's saying that there's still a lot of work to be done. We know this every day. There's experiments being done. People are doing their own experiments. We don't just need researchers in a lab to do these type of things. So, one thing that you'll find inside this, the Breeder's Bible, is that it's going to be packed full of unique little information, to these little side bits of information that really help the new breeder. Okay, any new grower that's getting into this is going to find a lot of interesting information that you wouldn't normally find in any, say, like a magazine. High Times magazine is going to have some great, they'll have their great articles, but this really kind of goes into depth, really is good for getting into detail about breeding and that type of thing. So yeah, we want to go into this big launch today. We launched, Mad Genetics. This is our line. This is our label from Big Chino Cannabis. We decided to make a distinctive, a difference between Big Chino growers and Big Chino Cannabis. We still have our farm. We are, we're in Paulden, Arizona, and we wanted to concentrate. Big Chino growers concentrate on the farming side of it. We do have produce. Chickens. We've got quite a few chickens, chicks that hatched, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to do with all these eggs. So we're set though. We're ready to go for this season. So we do have we'll have Big Chino growers, free range chickens this year. We are hoping for more fruit this year. Last year we just didn't have a great season, that late freeze possibly. So we will have a lot more produce, and then of course our vegetables. We'll have plenty of melons, tomatoes for sale, and then hopefully we'll have some corn this year. Most of our corn got eaten literally by humans and by caterpillars. So we got that under control this year, hopefully. So we'll be working on that too as well. So yeah, let's get into our big name change. Big Chino Cannabis. Those of you who follow us on Instagram have seen the logo. Our brand is still in there, but our logo's slightly changed. Okay, we're still concentrating on cannabis and providing medical grade cannabis. What we do want to emphasize now is Mad Genetics. Mad Genetics is how we're going to bring seeds, seedlings, and clones to you. And they're going to be shipped directly to your homes. Okay, we're working with a Canadian company right now on the actual packaging. It's really cool. It's pretty amazing how we're going to be able to get these products to your home. Okay, live clones. So as you all know, some of you may not know, we specifically grow outdoor. We're an outdoor grower, but we start everything indoors. Okay, so we're gonna have plenty of seedlings. We're gonna have plenty of clones at some point once we get these established. But first and foremost, we'll have seedlings available probably starting in May. Okay, so we're really getting this up and going. We may actually have some available sooner, so we'll kind of play it by ear. But at this point, this is what Mad Genetics is going to offer. Okay, as far as our seeds, we plan on doing our own genetics here at Big Chino Cannabis, and we'll be presenting those, offering those seeds, and we launched our first seed. As far as the genetics that we've been working on. Train Spotting is our first strain that we officially have released. This is one that we crossed Chocolope and Trainwreck with. Female Chocolope. Trainwreck was gifted to us. The seeds were gifted to us. So I know a lot of people out there. They got to know every single thing about the genetics. What we know is it's a Trainwreck, and the folks that we got it from were in Northern California. So it was, and those of you who are following us saw the life of both of these plants. The Chocolope, we actually thought we would start it as a mother plant, ended up putting it out into our 50-gallon. Such a beautiful plant. It's just how it worked out. So, but yeah, we ended up, this was our first breeding program, and so now we have that to offer in a 6-pack because we didn't have as many seeds as I wanted to. So this year we're going to have some pretty exciting genetics to offer you. We'll start releasing, some of the, names and some of the projects that we're going to be working on as this season progresses. We're still, kind of in the midst of winter here. We actually have a snowstorm coming in tonight here. It's into Arizona. We're expecting some snow by morning. So, those of you who watched our last video know that I like seeing that because it's going to help pound all of our amendments, get it down into our pots. Okay, so, and this year we'll be, using our 25 and 50 gallon pots again. So we've already got those, ready to go. We'll probably add, a little bit more amendments. And then by the time we get to June 1st, we'll be ready to drop our seedlings in, but through Mad Genetics, we will be, we'll have our strains that will be available. You can contact us. We don't have a website, so we'll go ahead and work through Instagram. DM us. Those of you who are locally in Arizona will have the benefit of, we can speak to you, we can meet with you, and it's possible that we could actually deliver those to you. But at this point, we want to utilize this new packaging that we're working on. The supplier is really cool to work with so far, and we hope that we'll be able to bring it to you as soon as we can. It's a very, very effective, very simple way of shipping seedlings and clones to you. And like I said, we'll have different genetics. And basically, let's go ahead and just break open the box right now. This is some of our, this is our seed bank. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna discuss breeders just yet, but we'll just kind of drop some of the strains that we're going to be working with this year. Most of them you've heard, but and some of the stuff, these strains that I'm mentioning, we will have our normal grows, and those of you who have been following us have seen that we've got multiple grows going on. So yeah, but I'll just kind of throw some of our strains out. We got some boogie fruit this year. We got some peanut butter gelato. Okay. We got some. We'll probably revisit some of our strains last year, just simply because some of our medical patients really enjoyed them. Okay. So, but we've got our, we'll be doing our train wreck this year, and then our very own train spotting. Okay. We've got some, as y'all. Well, some of you know, I'm partial. I really do like green cracks. So we do have a special strain that's been worked on. This one is known as Crack Tower. Again, we'll start mentioning some of the breeders in a different podcast, but we'll have a few of our old school classics. I do have a Super Silver Haze F2, so some of those, and then we've got a Montclair Kush. That's going to be pretty fancy. We like that one. That's going to be a huge plant, we're thinking. Definitely a larger plant, okay. And then I've got a pretty cool purple magic wand. That's going to be pretty insane indica, heavy indica, okay. Probably throw out some more great white shark this year. We'll see about that one. But we've got some other genetics, so we'll throw those out there. We'll let you guys know what we've got available and what's for sale. And then we also mentioned that we would have our patient plant program this year. Basically, that program will be offered to Arizona medical patients. You basically will, give us a deposit just to help us, finance the whole project, and then basically we will raise the plant for you. Those of you don't have the means of growing, we do. So we'll grow that out, and we'll have that available. And simply let us know, get in with the program, sign up, and then we'll get you a plant. Okay, it'll be your own plant. We'll grow it here at the farm in Paulden. And you'll receive your videos, your updates. We'll update you, and then by the time October, November harvest time comes up, then we'll get in contact and we'll go from there. So that's how we're kind of work our patient plant program this year. So we think that's pretty cool. Some of you have already expressed some interest in that. So that's really where we want to go with this too. So that's cool. But yeah, so our so the name change again. We wanted to make a distinction between Big Chino growers and Big Chino Cannabis, which is basically a label. Our brand is Big Chino growers. We incorporated that into our Big Chino Cannabis logo, as you see. But we want to make a distinction between the two for various reasons. As some of you know, our co-founder Bob is not doing too well. He just got out of the hospital 2 days ago. I don't know, to be quite honest, like he's really not doing well. So we're basically kind of making preparations for the future. We really don't know at this point, but we simply want to make sure everything is in place. Okay. We were going to continue on with the farm. However, we want to be able to allow the other growers who are involved, be a part of Big Chino growers. And up until now, you've mainly just seen me, and you'll continue just to see me as far as Big Chino Cannabis goes. But Big Chino growers, we do have a farm. We have our produce, our chickens. And that's going to be I hope you do come and follow us at Big Chino Growers 2022. So that's basically our other feed there, and you can follow us, and that's going to be mainly, we'll throw all of our updates as far as our farming goes, and that's really taken off for us. This will be the first year that we actually have cartoned eggs available for sale. So this is pretty cool. What would be even better is if we could find a local, someone that would like us to provide them with eggs. So we do have enough chickens. We will have enough chickens, full-grown chickens, to provide plenty of eggs. So that's our separate. That's Big Chino Growers. That's our separate project. And but Big Chino Cannabis will continue to be produced at the farm. Okay, we wanted to start stepping it up. We wanted to continue to kind of separate the two, and then for another reason, as you all know, Big Chino Growers, we did enter the Earl Cup. We're really hoping that this is going to be a launching, a starting point for us. We think we're going to get noticed. We have some very, very good quality cannabis that we submitted. So regardless, even if we get a mention, it doesn't matter. This is our year. This is where we're going from here. Okay, we're going to definitely continue to move forward and move upward with this. So yeah, Mad Genetics is going to be, it's going to be something that will allow us to bring the genetics, the seeds, some of the side stuff of the cannabis that we want to be able to bring it to you. Okay, and by having this packaging, this is some pretty unique packaging. We're gonna continue to work on our labeling. But as far as this packaging goes, this is state of the art. We're going to literally be able to bring you seedlings and cuts from our mothers. So this is really cool. And as soon as we have the packaging available, then we'll go ahead and announce that and launch that and have that available. So. And maybe something maybe too, we can probably just go ahead and offer our menu up, and then if you want to go ahead and order, Arizona, we have absolutely no issues with mailing. I don't think we'd have any issues mailing into our other bordering states that are legal. So we'll kind of explore that as we get there. But for sure, Arizona residents, recreational. We're legal here, medical. We mainly been working with medical card holders But as far as our seeds, our seedlings, and our clones, we'll be able to offer them to you, and you'll be able to purchase them, and we will be able to deliver them to your home, live, perfectly healthy. Now, when I say that, that's all depends on the mail. You're right. But as far as we know, these seedlings and clones will be able to survive the transit, no problem. So we're going to have to do a little experimentation in the summertime. We all know it gets, well over 100 degrees down the valley. So that's just something that we're going to have to work with. So, but yeah, to purchase these clones, seedlings, it's not going to be, you won't need a card. Okay. This is recreational. And we're doing everything legal and by the books. Okay. We're paying our taxes. Okay. But yeah, Mad Genetics officially launches today. Okay. Some of you have seen some of our artwork, some of our logo. I'm also an artist, so I do enjoy doing art. Growing cannabis is my art. It's my passion. It's been a healing. It's really been a medicine for me. So I'm going to continue doing that. And as we grow, we're going to have more and more to offer. We're working on our t-shirts. Hopefully we'll have some t-shirts and hats available, some swag. We do have our glass tubes, our blunts for sale. And so you'll start seeing more of that at these festivals. And then, speaking of festivals, the first one that we go to, the Earl Cup, next month. We will be there doing live broadcasts, so we hope that we can get some folks to get on our podcast and do some interviews, especially some of the folks that have entered, some of the winners. Just people that are around. We want to be able to interview and get some folks, feedback, input. So yeah, so this is cool. This is exciting for us. This is something that I've been planning, and this has been something that I've been kind of waiting for the right moment, and I think this is the time. I'm not really into numerology and all that, but it just happened that I thought it was cool to release it onto, February 22nd, 2022. We mentioned before, this is huge. This is going to be a huge year for us, okay? I didn't necessarily know that right away that we would be making a name change. I knew that we would have to make some changes, simply because this whole thing began, with the three of us basically. Myself, Bob, the co-founder, and my son, and that's how Big Chino Growers began. Okay, at the farm. And at some point, Bob will no longer be with us, but we're going to continue on, okay? And we're going to at this point, we just want to make it clear that the distinction is between the two, but, we're still here, okay? Big Chino Growers, we're still here. Big Chino Cannabis is simply our label that we're launching. Mad Genetics is basically, is that label that's going to bring us to the market, that's going to bring our products to you, okay? And and by working with this company, they've been great so far. So we're really hoping that we'll be able to launch that as soon as we possibly can. So yeah, just one more thing I wanted to mention to you on today's podcast. We're working. We're dealing with a couple of these technical difficulties, but hopefully it doesn't detour you from what we're trying to do here. We really have some positive energy. We want to share with you some of the stuff that we got going on here at Big Chino Cannabis and Big Chino Growers. We think as the season progresses, it's going to get a little more exciting because you'll be able to see some of the produce. You'll be able to watch our chickens grow, some of the eggs that we have. It's really cool. There's never been this many chickens out at the farm, so this was, it just happened to be just one of those years where a lot of chicks were born. So we're prepared for that. We got some of the best, beautiful, chickens. These hens are just producing these gorgeous, beautiful eggs, the most healthy eggs that you're gonna find. These are free range. We don't use any type of anything odd, on these chicks. Our chickens are very, very healthy. We do, we make sure that they've got sprouted, different types of sprouts to eat, as well as their regular corn feed. So these are very, very extremely, very loved. By the way, Bob and his wife, they treat their chickens literally like their dog, and cats. They allow them in their homes if they're sick. They literally will bring them in, and they're part of the family until they get better. So, that's one of the good things, here at Big Chino Growers. We all came together. I was invited. So the offer was made, and then a counter offer was made to allow me to use the property. Okay, they've allowed me to use their property to produce on. So that I feel very lucky. I feel very blessed that I was able to meet Bob, spend time with him, and he's gonna be missed for sure. But we can't allow that to end everything. Okay, he would never be like, it's time to hang it up. I'm not gonna be like, we would never do that. So we want to, if anything, it's gonna actually help us expand out. You just won't be around to see everything. But up until now, he's been very, very happy. Okay, he never imagined that we would be where we are today. The look on he and his wife's face when I told them that we were going to be in our first, judged competition was like brought tears to their eyes. Like they were ecstatic. Like they could not believe the advances that we've made. Okay, so and this is again, this goes into the healing power of cannabis. This is why we like it so much here at Big Chino Cannabis, and we're going to continue doing what we like to do here. So I hope you all continue to follow us. I hope you guys like our podcast. This one slightly different. Last and we did have a really nice guest on. We'll continue to have some guests. So we will definitely have over the Earl Cup weekend. It's going to be 2 days, and we'll probably have multiple podcasts during those days. This is my first competition. I don't really know what to expect. I'm hoping to get as much backstage, interviews and stuff as I can. Get out there, meet some folks, put some more videos together. You guys all know I like putting videos together. That's my art. I really have fun doing it, and I hope you guys enjoy them. I have fun putting them together, and then being able to drop them, and then just kind of sitting back and just kind of seeing if I get a reaction or if people are just, kind of like, eh. But for the most part, I think you guys all enjoy what you see. So we're going to continue on doing that. And again, those of you who want to continue following us, as far as our farm aspect, make sure you continue over at Big Chino Growers 2022. There you're going to continue to see all of our farm stuff going on. So yeah, we're going to have fun with that. Spring's right around the corner. Stuff's going to start greening up. We're going to continue showing you how we like to do stuff. We don't ever claim that it's the way or the best way. We would never say that someone else's way is, old, we don't do it, We would never look down on some of the other. As a matter of fact, we like watching everyone's different ways of farming, both normal farming and cannabis growing. So this is one of the reasons that we have this platform. We like to share with you, and we're hoping that you get something out of it. And even if it's just a form of entertainment for you, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. But I think by the end of this year, you're gonna realize that we are serious growers. We've been doing this for a while. We've been doing this for 4 years. As far as at the farm, the first time I grew cannabis was back in probably right around 2005, time frame. Things were a lot different back then. Growing in California really dramatically kind of changed or kind of shaped the way Arizona started doing things. So, I see some similarities, and I'm hoping that we don't kind of go in that same route, because, another article that came out was how the tax system has just completely screwed the cannabis industry over in California. It's one thing to collect, your city and state taxes for these different programs, but when you get taxed for just every single aspect of it, how can the industry survive? Like, the only possible reason is because they know that the large companies, these large cannabis companies that are moving in, they're going to be able to survive. They don't want the small growers around. They don't have a need for us. They don't see us as viable in their system that they're creating. Okay, they want to take control over it. And before you know it, we're going to be just where we were when Marlboro and Camel were in control of the airwaves and everything. Okay, this is where we'll be. We already know that these large tobacco companies have already gotten involved with the cannabis. Okay, those of you who follow the stock markets, you can see who's getting involved. Okay. You simply take a look at who the license holders are in your states. They've all created these smaller, I don't know what you would call them, umbrella companies, in order to go out and then obtain these licenses as well. So, at this point, there's a lot of funny business going on out there, okay? And we're not trying to get into that. We don't want to get this all political, but what we're trying to do here is just let everyone know that the small farmer is important, okay? The small time cannabis grower is important, and if we allow these large cannabis companies to come in and just take over and strong arm us out of here, this is what we saw back in Capone's days, okay? We saw all this muscling for power going on, and it's the cat's out of the bag. They've legalized it in these states. Once it goes federal, then I'm afraid the taxes will not only go through the roof, it will literally force anybody that thinks that the small guys that think that they'll be able to continue. It's not going to happen. You're going to see what's going on in California. These smaller farms are getting put under. They can't keep up with the taxes, and recently they've announced that they basically reset their tax codes in these different areas, because they've realized that it's just killing it. And how do they get their tax dollars if they're taxing the heck out of everyone? Customers don't want to pay it. These small dispensaries, they can't pay it. So what are you going to do? So, this is a discussion that we can have, on a later podcast, but this is something to definitely think about here in Arizona as we progress. All of the numbers have started to come out basically for the first year of legalization. And I mentioned there's 1.4 billion, in tax revenue that was reported. That was combined with medical and recreational, and then 594 million was first year combined collected. So that's a lot of money. Okay, that's a lot of taxes up for grabs there. So something to think about. Something to think about in the future here in Arizona. So. But anyway, I want to also invite any of you out there who haven't met to come up and find us at Earl Cup. I do plan on having my podcast set up somewhere, even if I'm mobile. You're going to find me. Look for my logo. Look for Big Chino Growers Podcast sign out there. As a competitor, I'll definitely be there on Sunday. I think Sunday is when the main attractions go on. But anyway, I'll try to be down there for both days, so we'll get to do that too. So, but anyway, I really enjoy those of you who've been getting in touch with me, DMing me lately. I like meeting more and more of you out there in the cannabis community. I hope those of you who have been kind of shying off or trying to, maybe filling us out, seeing what we're about. I hope you think or see now that, we're pretty serious here by launching Mad Genetics. We really want to get into this industry, and by launching, Mad Genetics is going to do that by allowing us to bring you seeds. These are going to be our own seeds again. Now, with that being said, we're involved with some affiliate programs. Okay, we may be offering you some maybe some big name seed companies. These are some companies that we would work for. So, but other than that, the seeds that we would offer are genetics that we've developed here at Big Chino Cannabis. Same with our seedlings. Will be basically. We'll be growing out a large amount, doing selecting for our own season that we grow here. We like to show you guys, and then they're available for medical patients. But now we will also be able to offer those to recreational, okay? And we'll be able to do that by, purchasing and then sending them to you through the mail. These packages are just state of the art. They're perfect. They're very simple, but the fact that the amount of time that went into making sure that an 8-inch tall clone would survive, normal transportation. It's pretty cool. So we'll be able to have more information for you as that continues on, and hopefully within the next week or two, we're gonna have more, a little more information to put out as far as that goes, because this company's, they're just launching it. This is really cool. This is really cool how this is all coming together for us. So, and I think you're gonna really like the packaging. So, but yeah, anyway, we just want to say thank you so much. This is podcast 6 for us today. We wanted to make sure that everyone was aware that we are now Big Chino Cannabis. Big Chino Growers is still there, and Mad Genetics is our way of bringing you our our dedication and our love for the cannabis plant. We want to be able to share some of the time and basically some of the education that we've got. We want to be able to share it with you, and by able to bring certain products to you, I think it's going to help you guys, especially the newer growers. You're going to be able to say, "Hey, man, I can do this too." And that's what we're really hoping for, is really get more growers out there. Get this going. This is a new thing for us. We've been at this, legally in Arizona for a year, so we want you all to continue growing and expanding. And I hope you continue following us and continue listening to our podcast. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much, guys. All right.